Hey everyone, John here from TestPrepInsight.com, and today I'm going to be breaking down and reviewing the bar review course from Crescendo. I'll be covering all the major pros and cons that you need to be aware of with this course. We're going to talk about their outlines, flashcards, practice material, and a bunch more. So if you hang with me, I think this video should give you everything you need to make an informed purchase decision. So if you're ready, let's get to it. Alright, so before we jump in here, I just wanted to mention real quick that we've actually partnered with Crescendo for this video, and they've provided this course to our team free of charge so we can review their bar package. And that's exactly what we've done. We've put their bar materials through the ringer, and now we're ready to give you our honest, unbiased thoughts. And I'd also just note that since I'll just be focusing on the major pros and cons in this video today, and not really digging into the nitty-gritty of everything this course has to offer, since we just don't have time, if you find you need more detail at any point, there's a couple easy options for you. First, I'll drop a link down in the description below over to Crescendo's website where you can check this course out for yourself. And I'll also have a link down there over to our website where we have a full detailed written review of the Crescendo course. Or better yet, you can always just Google Test Prep Insight Crescendo Review. That's a quick way to find it too. Okay, so after thoroughly testing this bar review course out, there are 5 major highlights in my opinion. The concise outlines in both written and audio format, their helpful mnemonics, flashcards, their cool Q&A style crammer time reviews, and the price points. So let's start with the outlines. Essentially, the entire Crescendo prep program is built around their outlines. Here's how it works. Under each UBE subject, there's one fairly massive outline that's broken down into anywhere from 40 to 100 steps, which are really just small sections of the greater outline. Basically, Crescendo breaks off small bits of each outline into digestible little chunks and calls them steps. You start by reading the section of the outline while simultaneously listening to an audio version of the same material. Then once you're done reading and listening to the first pass, they suggest you kick back and listen to the section again 5 to 10 times. No reading, just listening. This sounds kind of crazy, but each section's maybe just 30 to 60 seconds long, so it's actually a pretty short exercise and not that bad. And this is sort of Crescendo's thing, audio. They are huge on audio. Audio outlines, audio flashcards, audio cheat sheets. The course is basically built around it. And to be clear, I really like these recordings. At first I was sorta hesitant because I've never really studied like that before, but it does work. It's like Crescendo wrote the outlines for your eye and then scripted the audio portion for your ear, if that makes sense. The audio version is just more conversational and casual, and Adam, Crescendo's founder who voices all the outline sections, often speeds up or slows down to make listening easier. He'll also frequently stop to repeat something important like a mnemonic, which the written outline versions don't necessarily do. Plus, the written outlines themselves are killer. I have them rated out as some of the best in the bar prep space, right up there with Quimby. They're concise and formatted perfectly for your eye, and maybe most importantly, they're filled with mnemonics, which is really my second highlight with this Crescendo course. Crescendo makes mnemonics a massive part of their material. It honestly seems like they bend over backwards to create mnemonics for most sections so you can have a memory aid for those rules that you need to memorize. And they're not just made up gobbledygook acronyms like you get with some other bar companies. Crescendo actually turns them into words that make sense, and each is visualized on the written outline with a cool cartoonish type graphic. Just for example, when are times that you don't need complete diversity? Crescendo has that as MIC, M-I-C, as in mic drop, standing for mass accidents, interpleters, and class actions. Pretty simple and straightforward. Honestly, I really like these and think they'll work well for most students that rely on these types of tricks and memory aids. If you did this kind of thing in law school like I did, it'll be a major boost. Plus, like I mentioned earlier, every mnemonic has a cool little graphic that goes with it, which further helps you remember it. Okay, so on to my third strength of this course, the flashcards. So after you're done with the outline portion of each unit, Crescendo rounds out the section with a review session. And part of that review is flashcards. Just to be clear, these are entirely digital flashcards in the online platform. They're sort of like little tiles that flip over and they come in pairs. The first flashcard in the set identifies a topic or rule, and you need to name the Crescendo mnemonic that goes along with that. Once you come up with the answer, then you flip over the card and the mnemonic cartoon is on the back, reinforcing the material. Then the second card in the set asks you what the mnemonic stands for, again, testing your knowledge. In my opinion, these flashcards are awesome. They just give you one more chance to hammer home all the rules and mnemonics you just spent hours memorizing, and the visuals really help. If you want to see some screenshots of these flashcards, make sure to check the link down in the description below. We have a bunch of pictures over on our website. Alright, so my fourth X factor of the Crescendo course is the other half of their review sessions, what they call Crammer Time. Basically, it's a Q&A style self-quiz both in visual and audio format, though it's really all about the audio. Essentially, in about 10 minutes, it quizzes you on the mnemonics and rules you learned through a series of questions like, when do you have a duty to act? CPR. What does that stand for? Creator, protector, or rescuer? You get it. They're just short questions that get read to you, then there's a pause while you answer, then you get the answer read back. Honestly, it's the same concept as flashcards but in audio format, and I found it to be really useful. It's kind of like a tutor or someone sitting across from you and quizzing you verbally, which sometimes you need, rather than just sitting there looking at the back of a flashcard over and over. Okay, so my last and final pro with this Crescendo course is their pricing. And the key point here is that Crescendo is cheap. I mean really cheap. Honestly, it's part of the reason you're probably even interested in Crescendo when watching this video. Their full UBE bar prep course costs under $800. That's literally thousands less than Barbary, Kaplan, and Themis. And even if you don't want or need the full course, you can piece together a package for yourself through an a la carte pricing style with individual outlines as cheap as $37. Basically, Crescendo is an awesome value with super approachable price points. And even at that, they still frequently run sales and special promotions, so make sure to check out the description below for discount codes. A lot of times you can find the Crescendo products discounted by up to 15%, making them crazy affordable. I'll do my best to keep that text below the video screen updated with any codes or coupons that might be out there to save you some money on this course. Alright, so now that we've covered the strengths of this bar prep package, let's get to some of the downsides. The first of which you can probably guess. There's no video lessons, live classes, or books with this course. Basically the staples of every other traditional bar review course. Now, whether this matters to you is going to totally depend on the type of learner you are. Some people can't live without prep books, others are visual and need video, and some thrive on group learning in classes. It really boils down to what you need. If you're one of those types of students that needs one of those learning elements, you're not going to find that here. And my second downside sort of piggybacks off of that. Because Crescendo focuses on audio, you're sort of learning in a different way than you have been all through law school. I mean, most likely through law school, you cram for finals through class notes, outlines you made yourself, or whatever you got your hands on, and possibly flashcards. At least that's what I did. I didn't really listen to audio, and I'm guessing most of you didn't either. So you sort of need to train your brain to learn a little differently. But that said, while the first few outline sections are kind of weird getting used to it, you do find a rhythm and adjust pretty quickly. But I just wanted to raise this alternative learning style as a possible negative. And my third and final con with this Crescendo course is that they don't integrate any quiz questions into their program. Essentially, the outlines and flashcards on the content review site are totally compartmentalized from the practice work. You just have to jump back and forth as you see fit. Instead, I'd like to see them actually integrate some questions into the substantive material. This could maybe be in the form of a quick MBE question or two on a topic before moving into the next section, after you've just listened to the audio portion a few times. I think this would be a real help to reinforce the material that you just learned. And that about does it for the detail in this review. So let's take another high-level look at the pros and cons side by side to help put things in perspective. And by the way, I should also mention that since you're studying for the bar, every single month here at Test Prep Insight, we give away a free prep course to one of our subscribers just to say thanks and help them prep. If you want your chance to win a free prep course, there's just 3 simple things you need to do. I'll toss those up on the screen right here, and I'll also have all the detail down below in the description. It's really simple. It'll take less than 10 seconds, and hey, you never know, you could win a free Crescendo bar course. Okay, so starting with the pros. You've got number 1, clear and concise black letter law outlines in both written and audio format. Number 2, tons of helpful mnemonics with visual aids to make memorization easier. Number 3, a bunch of digital flashcards to help you review last minute. Number 4, Crescendo's Crammer Time Q&A recordings to quiz yourself on the most important rules. And number 5, really affordable price points, especially when you can catch a discount. Again, remember to check out the description for those codes. Then on the flip side for cons, you've got number 1, no video lessons, live classes, or prep books. That might rule this course out for some students, plain and simple. Number 2, the fact that the learning format here is slightly different than what you're used to from law school. And number 3, no integration of practice questions into the content review. And that about does it for this review. Overall, I was a pretty big fan of the Crescendo bar course. Between the concise, mnemonic-heavy outlines, audio recordings, Crammer Time review sessions, flashcards, and solid practice material, There's just a lot to like. But whether this product will work for you, I think totally depends on the individual. You just need to do a little reflection and see whether audio outlines will work for you, because I think at the end of the day, that's the biggest selling point here. Anyway, I hope this video has been helpful and you learned a little something. If so, make sure to return the favor by subscribing to our channel, liking this video, and dropping us a quick comment below. That'd really be appreciated. And if you want to learn more about the bar exam, or again, see our full detailed written review of the Crescendo review course, make sure to jump over to our website, testprepinsight.com, where we have a ton of great content. Anyways, as always, thanks for watching, best of luck, and we'll see you in the next one.